Good afternoon, everyone. Hope everyone is doing well today. I'm doing pretty good. I'm fighting a cold. My throat is really woke up with a bit of a sore throat. So today is mass making, which is something I do on Wednesdays in Junk Journal Craft and Chat, which I'll have a link below if you'd like to come join us. So for February, we are doing, and part of March, because I had a late start to February being away, it's called Let's Cluster. So it's going to be about clusters. We're going to make different types of clusters. We're going to show how we use them in a journal. I'm actually going to put a journal, just a, excuse me if I cough, guys. I'm going to put a journal together, like a sample journal, so I can refer back to it with how I'm going to, like different ways I can use it in journals. Just for me, that helps me remember things. Sometimes I forget things, and that gives me a reference every once in a while. I can go, when I'm having a creative block, I can look back. So today we're going to do simple stamped images. I am working on a schedule. I got it, some of it printed up. Today we're doing this one, and then again, let me just double check my schedule. I'm going to pull it over just to give you an advance warning of what is coming. I said on Saturday, but I have to change it. I forgot about the baby shower. And it's going to be a long day for me because I got to take 3 buses and a subway to get to the baby shower. So it's 2 hours and 36 minutes for me to get to the baby shower, and 2 hours and 36 to get back, and plus the time at the baby shower. So there's no way I can make a video on Saturday. So Scrappy Saturday is what normally happens, but I'm going to change it to Scrappy Sunday. And with that, we're going to make simple paper scrap clusters with one simple focal point. So we're going to start off slow with the clusters and then work into a little bit more elaborate and different things like that. So I have that planned. I've got a few other planned. I'm making I'm typing it, well, not typing it, but well, yeah, technically it's typing on the computer a list, and then I'll show it here, and you can screenshot it and save it. I'm still working on that though, guys. It takes a little bit. What it is there's so much, and trying to get my brain to focus one day at a time and where to start and what to do. There's so much, and my brain goes into fast mode. So, but today we're going to, for mass making, we're going to keep them simple. We're going to keep it easy. And really and truly, most of you will have these type of supplies on hand. And I'm gonna yawn. I don't know why every time I film, I yawn. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's because I'm waking my brain up. So these are just, I went through mine because I like to make these and keep these on hand. But lucky we're doing this because I've only got these left. So to make them really simple, you can do it with just like one single stamp, which I've done here. And then these, oh, here's another one where it just is paper and a stamped. This, I added a little lace in the background. Same here. Now you'll see the difference. I don't glue them anymore because I don't like how the glue looks. I like this more loose. It gives it almost a 3D effect, a layering effect, more than this. So I prefer stapling now to gluing. Sometimes I might do a touch glue to hold it together till I staple it. Sometimes I will do that. Sometimes it's the way it goes. So, and then this one, I added a couple extra little things into it. So you can decorate them more if you like. I just put a little gem, a little lace, and a digital that I had of a number. What I just ordered myself is, it's going to come in a cute little box, I hope. For my birthday, I got some Amazon dollars, and it's a box, and it's got all the alphabet, single stamps, and numbers. So I can start to make some of these on my own. I just need to find a label stamp. I am in the search of that. For my US friends, if you're ever out and about and you see label stamp for making your own labels, and it's under $5. I don't even mind sending you money for it and paying for the shipping. I can't find it anywhere here in Canada at all. And I'm desperate for one because I want to start doing some of this on my own, especially when I'm teaching. Not everybody has access to digital, so I want to be able to have both options. So I'm just putting that out there. So that's there. Like these ones, I did stamped images, but I added one of my homemade buttons to it and lace. So this I hand sewn. I don't like it, but it's not bad. I don't have a sewing machine. It's what I'm saving up for in Kufi to get a sewing machine. If you ever want to donate or buy me a coffee, I'll have all that linked below. And one of my homemade buttons with a stamped image. So you can do them as elaborate, but today we're going to keep them pretty simple. Okay. I'm going to just stick those aside somewhere. We'll put them up there. Now, when I was going through, I found some plain that I'm going to stamp later, just so that I had more examples. So I'm just going to move this. This is kind of my showing piece of paper because it doesn't really show well. So for this, you don't need a lot. You need your scraps. I have this bucket of scraps to go through. I have my box. I have my basket. And I have another box over here that I forgot to bring over. Well, it's just behind me. And so I grabbed my scraps. I just wanted to show you this. I got this, I think, in chocolate when I'm smelling it. At first I was going to throw it away, but then I realized this will be great. Well, it can even be added into on a tag as well. But this would be great in clusters. So I kept it, you know. Think of everything in the house that you can use. I don't throw out, when I get mail, I save my envelopes because sometimes I like stamping on them. It adds another color. This is a piece of an envelope. I have a few pieces of it, and it's this great foil. So when you're getting your stuff, it's not necessarily you have to buy. This is packaging paper I get in my Scentsy, or when I go to Winners and purchase something, they wrap it up in that. Of course, we all have paper bags, and again, from chocolate. I got that for if I ever get to my steampunk. I thought that would be perfect in that. Even, I might pull one of these out right now. But even your cupcake liners, at our Dollarama here, we get some pretty colors in these. So even these could be used in it as well. So I just flatten them because I have much more of these. So I just put a selection of them in here. Of course, lace doilies are perfect. I'm actually going to pull that out because I'll probably grab a couple. That one isn't dyed. Like this is an envelope. Here, I just use one of my tear rulers. Right? So I keep a lot of that stuff, and thinking outside the box like this. I almost threw that away. And the other day in a package, I got felt. And I would never thought of felt. So all of this type of stuff, you know, some things we can find. So now whenever I get chocolates, I'll be keeping, and it smells good, keeping that stuff because that is great. Piano paper, I've been fortunate if someone has blessed me with a roll. So with this, because we're using stamps, a lot of times I try to keep it more neutral. Now, you can pull in some color. That is not a problem. But usually towards the top, you want it more neutral because you kind of want your stamp. See, in this one, I used color, but there's a neutral in it. So, and usually I'll use the book pages towards the bottom. Sometimes I'll use all plain paper so I can do a large stamp. And in this case, I probably go lengthwise so that I could add it this way. You can stamp directly on. We're gonna put some together, and then I'm gonna show you all the different ways. But I just did those so we'd have some extras because sometimes I'm slow One of the things I learned from my Tag Tuesday is to be more prepared. Have my supplies more laid out, because I'm taking too long with that and not getting to the making of it. So on that note, let's jump in. I just seen this, but that is double thing, so that's going to be. So what you want to do is go into your scraps, and pull out. This one won't be good because it's got the paper, so that's going to just set aside. But I pulled this one out, so I have a piece of music paper. I've got, and you can, depending on what size you want it and how you want it to lay. So I might go this way, a longer one, like that. And then I want a plain color. Oh, and then someone sent me this. It's a bounce, and I never thought of that either. And I want a, yeah, we'll do it like that. And if I wanted to add a little more, maybe dimension to it, I could do that. Now, how big you want them is up to you. I'm just going to do this one a little larger. What I'm going to do first is put them all together. But in this case, I want, because it's a lot of the same colors, that's when I'm going to come in and ink them up a bit. So it helps with them not blending too much. So I'm just going to quickly throw that on. The great thing also about gluing, the gluing is time consuming of gluing all the pieces down. So by stapling it, it really does save a lot of times. And sometimes I won't even stamp these. Oh, I'll just leave them plain in the thing. But this case, I'm going to be making stamped imaged ones to build up my collection. I think I want to do this one too. I'm not going to worry about the paper bag or the other one. I think the blue writing on that one stands out. And my one kitty is meowing by me. She's been fed, her belly's full, but I forgot to lift her up into the bed to tell her it's nap time. So hopefully she'll settle. I think she's going to play with a toy for a few minutes. She needs to, because she's my chubby baby. I think I want that more to the top. This like this. The only thing you got to watch is wherever you staple it, you want to make sure all the paper catches the staple. That's the big thing. And sometimes when you're using a narrow one, it makes it a little bit more difficult. So I'm going to leave it like that. And I think I want to take that brown down a little bit more. I don't want it sitting so much up. No. See, sometimes, like I had it perfect earlier, now I moved everything. That's why sometimes I ink before I start playing with it to get it all laid down. Okay. And I'm going to staple. And there we go. There's one ready. Now this is hard on a page edge because I made it stick out on both ends. But it's still, it can be used if you later further you want to make it into a tuck spot. My suggestion always is, if you're making later maybe on the side, is you might want to add it to something like this, maybe a little wider, and to give it some form. But we're not talking about that right now. So see, that's where my brain's going a mile a minute. So there's another one made and ready for stamping. So let's pull out, and now they don't all have to be big. So let's pull out some small pieces here. I'm just going to randomly grab some things and throw it on my desk. Yes, boo-boo, it's time for you to relax, baby. Your belly's full now. Oh, I know. You would eat all day if I let you. And if I took you to the vet right now, they'd tell me you're too fat. You need to go on a diet, just like me. Well, we are trying to lose weight. Well, it's not about losing weight anymore. It's about being healthier, for me at least. I'm just going to pull out, instead of going through this each time, I'm just kind of going through and grabbing some. I have a lot of small ones in here, not a lot of big. Those might be nice too. Those, that we can rip in half. I don't know if you guys can hear her begging. No, no. No, no. You're fine. Yep, you're fine. Maybe if I give her a pet for a few minutes. So there, we'll start working with those, and then if I need another colored piece, or something to add some. So with this, we're trying to use up our scraps, right? We're not trying to pull out. And you can do it two ways. Sometimes I stamp on the right on and then add it to it. And we'll do some of that as well. If I see certain scraps maybe. So in this case, I have a digital. These type, do I need to, no, I thought it had some white. So in this case, some of these, I shouldn't cover that lid. You don't have to necessarily, I'm putting it more towards the bottom, but even on the top of this, a butterfly, let's try it to the top. We're going to put that one aside because it's big. I'm just going to, this one I'll use because with the big green leaf. Well, trying to think. The writing goes this way. Well, it goes every way, so it doesn't really matter. Let's do this first. So I'm using this to the top. So I might go ahead and use a bigger piece of paper. But that's too big. Boo boo, arrête, arrête. It's enough, baby. I think I'll go with that. This one I'm not going to use as many papers. I'm going to do a more simpler. But I don't like how straight that edge is, so I'm going to rough it up a bit. Guys, I'm just going to put her in her bed. You're not getting food. And of course she's getting, come on, it's time for nap. I say her bed, but it's my bed. It's easy because I'm in a small little basement apartment, so it's just a few steps away. But, because otherwise her meowing will drive me crazy. Oh, we forgot this side. Now she'll cut. Oh, nope, she's coming back. Well, I tried. I'm not going to overthink it. I do that. I'm bad at overthinking, and I think I say that every video. I'm bad at overthinking that sometimes this would happen. It's paper clipped because I was thinking and thinking and it wasn't coming together. So then I paper clip it. I'm going to go ahead and stamp this one because I don't want to lose the idea I had for it. So I'm going to stamp this one because of the greenery here. My thought was this would be perfect with a butterfly stamp because of the greenery. That was my thought. Grab one of my stamps. So while the thought is in my head and I don't lose my idea, I'm going to go ahead and stamp, but my stamps are all in the way of my ink. Don't think I want to go pink velvet. I almost want to do purple. My problem with my purple is it's a very juicy, juicy purple. Where did I put it? No, no, baby. There's no more food. There's no more. I think it's because today I gave her a new food. I have to be really careful with this one. I can't press hard on it because it's a juicy stamp. The body is what I'm missing. There we go. Most of my Tim Holtz I put upside down. That one I don't have to because it is so juicy. So I'm just going to add it right in here. Like that. That was my thought with it. And the other thing I might do is later is I could put some little bling here. You know, just to add a little bit to it, or it can be left like that. Even some lace behind this might have been really pretty to soften it up because of the way this digital is. And the great thing about using a staple, I can pull this out if I decide I want to put lace in it. That's the other thing about using a staple. Okay, we're just going to put that up there and go back to constructing here. You'll see that I love paper bag. I use it quite often. No, boo-boo. Be a good girl and go lay down. There's no more food. I'm trying to find, look, I have a lot of that one. I don't wonder where that one, another one might look good. Oh, where did I put that? Nope, that wasn't the one. I'm trying to find a contrasting color for that one. Just putting those over there. Sorry guys, I just want to staple those together. Something with some, I was looking for like a different type of lined paper. Oh, here we go. Let's pull some of these out so we can use them. There we go. Found some contrast, different colors of paper. Of plain paper. Let go. There, I think we're good. Oh, there's another good contrasting paper. It's always nice to find different papers that can add okay, I think we'll be good again. Let's throw all that in there. There we go. Oh, here's another stamped imaged. Oops. Imaged one. That's not supposed to be in there. See, I put it on a circle punch. So the stamped images can turn out really nicely with it. Okay, this is what I wanted. Some different papers just thrown everywhere on my desk to work through. Let's slide that back there. In this case, we gotta rip off some of that. And in this case, I think I want it longer. Like that. Okay, so this one is pretty neutral. So again, we're going to go through and darken up all the edges. And I'm not neating this up because I want it to with these, usually I use 3 to 4 scraps. The reason I do 3 to 4 is just so that 2, you could do 2 if you wanted to, but I find that might look too simple. So not there. And I think I might go this way with this one. Yes, I know. I hear you. I hear you, baby. And staple. There we go. Another one ready for us to stamp. Let's go with a yellow background. I'm going to make some smaller ones too in a few minutes. No. No. No, no, baby. You've had enough. Normally she's resting at this time, but today I fighting this cold I told you, and so today I slept a little longer than usual. So now she's not tuckered out because she stays very close to me, other than in the afternoon when she goes and naps. Whew. This chair does not let me relax. It's a bad chair. My back has been so sore. When I went away, my back was sore, always sore, always sore. And I think now that I've been away, I realize, I'll leave it like that. Again, you see me overthinking. Just seeing if, no, it's not needed. So this one's a nice simple 3-1. Okay. We'll do a few more just so we can. Okay, let's see. Let's go to the bottom and grab out some of the smaller ones down here. Like I'm going to tear this in half. I'm wanting small, so let's see what we got down here. No, you can't come up, baby. There's no way up here. Again, I'm going to tear. No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Oh, see, I'm going through my box and I find a stamped image. That's perfect for that. I think I found perfect thing. There we go. There we go. Sorry, guys. There's another one done. Working on this one. No, boo-boo. No. No. Sorry, just a second, guys. I apologize for this. She's putting her claws into me. She's trying to get up on my lap and she's putting her claws in me. So I apologize for that. Now, don't be afraid to make really small ones either. Nothing with tiny, like sometimes you want something just in the bottom corner as a decoration. So using a small one doesn't, even this, like sometimes I take my scraps and I cut out, I have a small punch that I'll do. I'm going to put that on there. Like that. Maybe a little something behind it. No, I think I'll do. Nope, too big. Okay, that idea. We'll see if something comes up. I always have paper clips. I know I want those too, but see if something else pops out. Go back to this that I was working on. Now I make this type as well. And again, we've got to, some of these papers are so light. I have tried everything. I've tried putting a cat bed around my table that she would settle in. But she's the type of cat that she wants to be on my desk and she wants to lay out long. I put one hand here and she wraps her hands around, puts her head here, and I got to tuck my other arm between her legs and sit like that, and she sleeps like that on my desk. And she always wants to do that right when I like get in a good groove of doing something. That's the way it was last night, trying to get my tag box. Oh, my tag box is coming along so beautifully. Can't wait to show you guys. Tomorrow I'll finish it up. Tonight I have to work. After I'm done this, I have to work on getting my swaps completed and up and out. So that's my priority right now. And because this is long, but I don't want it that long, I'm going to take that little piece off. I might have made it too short now. Who knows with me? Because it didn't really measure it. Because I wanted something a little more contrasting. And I kind of do where I almost do a stair with them. Right? Now, if you didn't like it so straight, you could tear it. But I don't mind a few straight ones. But this is bothering me, so I think the top part of it, I want to, let's take that. Now we have to ink that. See, that sometimes happens when you're putting something, you kind of change the way your flow goes. So just pull out all your, basically, as you can see, I'm using a lot of neutrals. So you just pull out your neutrals. See, and I like that now that I tore it a bit, because now this is showing a little bit more. And I'm going to leave it with 3. And I'm just going to staple it and be done with it. Now, I tore a few of these trying to make a small piece. Some small ones to show you. She settled down beside me. She got her own way. I gave her a little bit of food, just a little bit, like 2 bites. But guess that's all she needed was 2 more bites. Oh, she is my, oh, my little bugger. Excuse my language, sorry. But that's what she is. So I'm leaving that one like that. Dump, dump, dump. As you can see, most of mine are 3. And I'm not using these guys because using those is coming up in the future. It is. Again, let's make this a little more wobbly. The garbage can is covered because I put one of my scrap boxes on it because my desk is really small. I can't fit everything I'm using on it. Because I have that many scrap boxes. That's why doing some of this is handy, because I'm going to use up some scraps. I use a lot of paper bag because especially on the bottom, I really like it on the bottom. But I think I'm going to go one more with this because that just works perfectly with it. And there we go. And in this case, I can do it this way if I want, or that way when I come to it. There we go. That's too little, too big. As you can see, I don't throw any scraps out. I gotta decide what I'm gonna make for dinner tonight. We're either going to have just chicken nuggets and fries and a vegetable, or we're going to have, I buy frozen salmon in the little packages that come single individuals. I'm going to have salmon, and I pan fry it in with butter and garlic and and a little pepper. And I don't use a lot of seasoning because Jacob is pretty plain. Well, he's a lot like me. And then I steam asparagus. He loves steamed asparagus. And then I boil some nice spaghetti noodles, and I put butter and when I take out the salmon, I throw the boiled spaghetti in it, throw more butter in it, of course, and I throw a little bit more garlic, and, well, not a little more butter, a lot more butter, because you want it nice and buttery. And I throw grated Parmesan cheese on it, stir it all up, and that's what we have for dinner. He loves that meal. Okay, we need a dark color. Not dark enough. Is this one dark enough? Oh, it's too many light. Not liking where that's going, so leave that for now. I want to tear that off because I want a really tiny one. And I don't want it so edgy. Sometimes I go back in the box before tearing up little things. I'm looking. Boo-boo, baby. My poor box, you're scratching it up with your claws. Psst. No. No. She's just looking at me. Leave me alone, lady. Leave me alone. Do I want to put another something behind it? No. Do I want to add a little something behind it? Just leave it the way it is. I think I found the one. Or leave it alone. Yeah, leave it alone. I'm just trying to make a few little ones so that we have little ones to play with. And if you don't like how yellow this is, just dirty it up. If it feels too yellow for what you're using it for, just take your ink and sometimes I'll just crinkle it. There we go. And then it doesn't also all look so uniform too. I know, like, it's funny because I watch ladies when they dye their paper, they either iron it or they flatten it. I don't. Well, it gets a little flatter because it's laid on top of each other, but I don't take that. I like the crinkled paper. I may be odd in that way because I know a lot of women flatten it all out. Not me. I like it that way. Let's pull. We haven't used a lot of this one. We're going to tear it in half. Well, that didn't look as good as I wanted. You know what I don't, one of the things, I don't know why I don't get a lot of music paper scraps, but I don't. But now I do. But it doesn't suit that yellow. And it's too white. That's what I love ink for. Because you can easily put that back on top. Yes, I'm going to stamp over. There we go. I'm overthinking, guys. Overthinking. Overthinking. We'll do about 3 more, and then we'll go to the inking part. And you're probably thinking, well, you left scraps. I knew there's a reason I left scraps there. Let's go. I'm going to make a nice long one, I think. That's so pretty. What do we have? Okay, so I'm going to tear that right there. And only reason I'm doing this is because it's a little white because of where it's torn, but I'm not really inking this. Not everything has to be inked depending on what how you're going to use it. It's just this has, because when you tear it, sometimes you tear the color off the top of it. Because I think I want to do this. Oh yeah, like that. Now this is where a nice piece of music would come in handy. But I think it's too thick. Okay. Oh, this ain't going to work for a stamp. I want an image on this. Sorry, guys. I just seen the paper and my brain went somewhere. That'll be put away for another day. Okay, we'll stop that. Let's pull out. Now she's going to go upstairs and meow. I feel like I want a third piece under this, but I don't think I need a third piece. There's going to be another piece on it. That one might get and you notice I didn't ink that one. Boo Boo, just relax, baby. Part of it's too is because I was gone away for 16 days. So they're like very much in need of me. Constantly, her and her sister's pretty good. Her sister has it when the little boy's not home. She enjoys going upstairs. With the little boy home, she doesn't like well, she's very jealous of the little boy, Pika, because she thinks she belongs to me and nobody else should touch me or be near me or get my love. And she gets very jealous of that little boy. Very, very jealous of that little boy. So it's not quite, sometimes it's just not quite wide enough is another of the problem. Again, that's too much. It's hard when you use too many of the same blank paper, because then you get this problem of too many of the same colors. And I have a bad time always trying to put everything straight, and I don't have to. I can cluster them up. I mean, angle them. That's what I mean about the white, but that's where ink comes in handy. Or sometimes I'll just go with my fussy cut scissors. I don't really cut it, I more or less tear it. Need to put ink on that today. That's how we're going to leave it. Okay, maybe we should call that. Now, before I put all this paper, I'm just going to get rid of a few of these little scraps. But I'm just going to show you is something else I like to do. I'm going to pull, because I don't think this is wide enough for. So sometimes what I'll do as well when I'm doing cluster stamps, it's not just stamp on it, but I'll take my scissors out of there, looking for a bigger butterfly. And with the paper, I find you gotta, sometimes you can't really, with this paper, you can't really use a lot of color. And in this case, I'm gonna go ahead and just use the black. I need a black Tim Holtz. That's what I need. And then I'll just tear it. And you can tear as little as you want around it. I'm going to just, but you have to be careful with that, because a few times when I've done that, I've torn into the butterfly. So I'll just put them that there. This is where, like, my whatchamacallit would come in handy. A label. A nice label on that would be nice too, a label stamp. I'm just going in here because I have stamps in here that I'm thinking might look good. This is going to be changed. I'm working on that. I'm just saving up to purchase the stuff, of thinking of how I'm going to be doing that, because I don't like them in there. It's not handy to get in and out of, especially to the bottom. It's just too big. Too big. Can I take and use this stamp pad? So basically with these clusters, I used a few printable scraps, but on the most part, I just use things that most people have on hand. And in this case, you can either leave it scrappy, or you can take your scissors and trim it up a bit more if you want it to be much more. And I don't mind a bit of it torn, because I want it to look a little raggedy. So in some areas I just left it. There's a reason I'm doing some of, will that fit on there? It will. Just barely. Just barely. Just barely. Now I'm going to try something. Sometimes, yes, I mix inks all the time. This, there we go. So you can, as you know, I have those two. Now, this one is a little more elaborate because it got stamped on paper that I had done some splash paint on, so it looks a little bit more. So I'm just going to put some of these here, and I want to do one of these. I'm just going to put, we're going to be using butterflies. I'm just going to put them here in the midst. Better pull out some, put some of this away. Yep. Just doing a few little things that I can show you. I'm going to pull out one of my favorite stamps. Believe it or not, these stamps I use so much, and they're Dollar Tree stamps. Can you imagine? Just from the Dollar Tree. And they're amazing stamps. In fact, I've been trying to find them again so I can keep them on hand to send to people in Happy Mail. This is one of my favorite, this flower one. I just love it. I'm just pulling out. Where's my other favorite? Oh, that's not the favorite pink I want. Oh, it's here. I already pulled it out. And yes, you want to, when you're doing it, you leave a bit of space in between it because you're going to want to have room to be able to tear around it. I mean, you could take your scissors as well. And just if you want to do more of this, you can do as well, which a lot of times I do with the flowers. I just take my scissors and do that. And again, I'm not worrying about the neatness of it because I want it to look like that. Sometimes I don't waste those little ones. If I can get a little flower on it, I can't. Okay. Now most people are thinking, oh, you're using, you can add colors to different colors depending on your preference. There's turquoise. I'm just doing a few up so that we can play with them. So that's a good way. And they're going to be a part of the cluster. Don't you worry about that. Okay. I'm not going to put all that away because it's going to be used. And oh, I think I have it here. These stamps I use the most often, so I keep them close. Put the pink back and the other pink back for now. We'll be pulling those back out. No worries there. And I do this a lot because I like how it looks, the brown and this black. This goes here. I have a bad habit is I don't put them back and then I lose them. So let's just throw that one back in there. The other ones that got to go in the bin, we won't worry. I'm just going to quickly trim her up and around this one, and then we're going to start with our clusters. So you can do it. Normally what I do is I go thoroughly do it cluster by cluster. It's just how I do it. You can do it however you want. If you want to make a bunch of them up first, I just did it this way because I think it's easier to show. Okay, so I'm just going to put these guys all over there. I pulled this stuff out because I wanted it for that, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm just going to throw, when I have an idea, sometimes I'll put them together, see? And they'll sit at the front. Okay, so here, I'm just going to make some room here on this little board so that you can see better what I'm doing. So I'm throwing my scraps back in. can sit for hours and do this, clusters in general. And then other times I'll pull out to when I have to make clusters and I can't put a cluster together for the life of me. Okay, so this one, the reason I did this is because I'm going to try, I think is how I'm going to do it. So there's several things you can do. Sometimes I put both on here. So I'll add, ooh, maybe I'll do it like this. Where's one of those little ones? Little scissors. Didn't trim around these. Depending on, I've said simple. These are, to me, it's simple. Now, I don't know if it's going to work because it's just an idea I had. I'm going to first stamp this. So I'm thinking I want to add this as part of my contrast. Now, this is why I like staples too. I see sometimes this is why I do them fully, because I would have put it all together then. But it doesn't matter because sometimes I even change my mind later. So it's no biggie. Now, if you want to hide the staple, you could have put that glue on the staple and just glued it in a small spot. Okay, and then I'm going to take, sometimes I'll take the stamp out to see if it fits. Yep, he'll fit perfectly in there. So grab this. And I'm making this one very neutral. What do I want to do? Use the pink on it. Yep, I'm going to use the pink. But I don't know what pink I used for it. I only have 2 pink. No, I should have a 3rd pink. But I don't know where my 3rd pink is. Is that it at the bottom? Nope. No, festive berry. Pink raspberry. Oh, this is the one. Here, this is one I'm looking for. Worn raspberry. Worn lipstick is velvet, Victorian velvet and worn lipstick are my 2 favorite pinks. And then because I want it, and there we go. Again, this could look really pretty with lace behind it. And there we go. And this will sit bottom of a page. It could even be, you could do it sideways, but it's not really now, but sideways. So I've used 2 stamped images on that. There we go. We'll put that up there. Then with this, I'm just going to look at my stamps really. I'm almost wondering. And nothing says you can't stamp it twice if you want, if that's what you want. If you want to add a little more contrast to it. I just want it to, I didn't press hard because I kind of want it very much in the background in it. And now I just don't know what do I want to, I think I'm going to go with a butterfly. Where's that this butterfly here? But I'm going to do, I'm putting a little bit of brown on it. This brown works better for this. With the orange. And there we go. So now you didn't necessarily have to do the 3 in there. I just wanted some more contrast. It might look good if I put another little butterfly. Do I have a teeny? I need a teeny. Oh, I do have a teeny butterfly. Oh, I do. I keep forgetting about this little one because I got it in a box of, I bought a stamp for you know, someone's selling off a bunch of stamps. So I just added that little orange one in there just to carry it through. That's up to you what you want to do. Okay, put the orange away, put the browns away. Let's get stamping, girls. See, this is a big one, so it's harder to do because I've got to really think that one through. Let's pull out. Do I have a tall flower? Maybe this would be good with the fern. Yeah. Yep. I need a nice green Tim Holtz. I have one green, but it's really light. I may still use it. But I need a darker green in the Tim Holtz now. I slowly invest in the Tim Holtz because I can't really get them on Amazon up here. I can get lots of the little tiny ones. But all I do is make sure I... Sometimes you have to watch because the staple can off balance it. So in this case, I'm wobbling it a little. Now that really didn't stand out very well. So I'm not real keen on how that turned out. Now, is that a big deal? No, because if I really wanted to, I could take it apart, take that off. I'm not liking how that looked. Disappointed in that one. So that one I'll have to fix up. I don't know what. Probably should have used the darker green. I should have went with my gut and used the darker green. I find with these sometimes it's harder to make longer ones using stamps unless you bring in other elements when you make a long one like this, because you need to, if I put just a stamp here, it looks really boring. But what I'm doing is I'm going to stamp it anyways, and I can add the other elements later if I'd like to. Here's a nice easy one to do. Where's my nice flower? It's here. Take the number 3 off. I think this is perfect for it. And let's pull out the worn lipstick. If I had a bigger flower, it might have... Right, and again, I could add a little something here to bring it out more. So I can later go in and add more to that if I want, if I decide to. For me, a lot of it, I really have been enjoying now more and more where I staple the image on. I think it stands out more, so I've been doing that a little bit more than just stamping on. I just see how it seems to just look nicer. So a lot of times I'm doing that. And in this case, I'm not going to pull that whole glue because I kind of don't want the staple to be the vocal. So you could use a dab of glue. I don't want to fight with the dab. I'm not going to completely glue it down. I'm not worried about that because I don't want it to look like, I want to leave the edges kind of up. So I'm just putting a little glue and that's it. I'm leaving it like that. Again, I don't think I have anything really handy here. Do I have a little piece of lace hidden under these ones? Again, if you have ones like this, again, look at adding a flower into it with, you know, using your scraps and lace, right? So I like putting more lace in them now. I gotten a little more elaborate just over recently. I had 2 little pieces of lace sitting here to show, and in the midst of doing this, I've lost them. Okay, let's down here. It's right close to me, my box. So I'm just going to see if I got something here nice and simple to pull out. We're going to have to soon quit this, and I haven't stamped as much, so let's get to it. Guys, I think I'm not liking stamping on right on anymore. I think I've changed my mind on that. I think I'm liking putting the image on it. And in this case, because it's ribbon, I am going to need, I'm not going to put a lot. I'm just going to put a dab because I don't want the edges to lay flat. If I can get just a little bit out. There. Perfect. Perfect. There. I like that so much nicer. Okay, guys, I've changed my mind. I no longer like the other way of doing it. That happens sometimes. You might like it and you might be more creative with it. I think I need some larger flower stamps to when I make these bigger ones so that it's all the way up. That's what I'm thinking to just stamp on it I need. So there we go. There we go. Okay. I think what will work with this one perfectly is this one. And in this case, I'm not even putting any lace under it because of the style of it. It'll be great for a nature journal. And I actually have a journal I know I would use it in. I started it. It's a different type of journal for me. So it comes in and out because sometimes it's more of a, so there we go. And then I probably might add a number in there. Or I could have even added the 3 underneath if I wanted to. Right? But to me, if I get that punch, maybe I'll punch the number on there. So there we go. There's another one. It kind of flows more together this way. It's a little faster. Let's see here. I think this will be perfect here. Yep. But the one thing we do need to do, let's give it this a good ink. My nails always go brown when I'm doing this because I use it. Okay. There we go. And I'm not gluing, again, I'm not gluing the edges down. I don't want it down. I want it to have the same contrast as, if you like it all glued down, that's your choice. Everybody's each to their own, right? So there we go. Somehow I'm liking that better. Too much brown on the one. Oop. See, now I need some more butterflies stamped on paper. Like that. See how much quicker when you find something that works the best for you? and that's what you go with. Because now I have more of a flow than when I was trying to stamp directly on it. Just seeing something because I kind of like that 3. Here we go. We got a big one. So this is good for a couple of things. Now, guys, I have things already out stamped. I always do. So I'm just going in because I need a big stamped image instead of me fiddling around with stamps. So I'm just going into my already stamped images because I always keep some on hand. I do sell these as well if you see things that I have maybe you would like. This is what I mean, like you are in ways adding more layers to it. But I do like the way that looks so far. But I think we need a fussy cut butterfly on it. There. This is all stamped images. And now I'm going to fix this one. That one I goofed on. I'm putting that on it. Okay, let's put the glue. Again, I'm not gluing all sides down because I still want that look. This one I might put a little more glue on it because I want it more. I didn't get enough on his tail. This is terrible glue stick. Terrible. I have to get this Elmer's, I think it's the washable. It's not very good. There we go. I found my flow, guys. I found my flow. Not exactly what I think I want to do here. And I'm hurrying a little now too. So I want to get, well, we're almost done. We're almost done here. I even stamp onto cellophane. Nope, I think stick with the flower. Or in this case, I'm wondering if a stamped flower on this would be better. I think in this case, we're about to find out. I either so there we go. And I could still put a, if I had a tiny little butterfly, I could put something up there. I'm going to keep looking at that one because I'm not sure about it. I am not sure about it. Now, if I don't end up liking that, yeah. Oh, guys, see what I mean? Sometimes you start overthinking. I wasn't sold on it. wasn't sold on it. But easy fix. What I might do back here is a nice little piece of lace might look nice behind there. That's probably to soften it up a bit. Do I have a nice piece of cream lace? Easy to get to. Not really, because that would make it too simple. What's in these little baggies I got hanging here? It's like a little scrap baggie I threw. It's funny, I pulled out the scrap baggie, but all the scraps are too tiny. I think I know what I'll put. One or two pieces here. We're trying two different things. We might do this. Like that. Or we might add a bit of a contrasting color in here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Exactly what we're going to do. But I'm adding a second staple into this, guys. I'm not going to, I could tear it all apart, but due to time, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to stick some glue on my finger. At least try to stick some glue on my finger. I don't want a lot of glue, just a bit. There we go. There, now I like that. See, that's what sometimes you got to do, guys. Just play with it till you find what you like. And there, now I like it. It just needed something to soften it up. There we go. And I'm going to pull this staple out. Ow, I keep telling myself I got to get a staple remover. Yep. Maybe I want, because I'm putting my Amazon order in as I eat my lunch. That might be what I do right away. Because I think we've been going for a long time. But this is a good teaching video. Well, as you can see, I'm learning as I go too. See, I could put just a simple flower there, but I'm almost thinking I do this as well. And again, I keep saying I'm going to put these up to sell. I make these as well. So sometimes this would be better. If you're interested in any of these, just comment below or go to Purple Heart Creations by Chrissy in Facebook. There. I'll probably have to put some white glue on it later, but for now, just because of time and fighting with my glue bottle, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to. That glue won't hold on that lace at all. What I'm going to do for now, because I just don't want to fight. I need a new glue bottle. So, oh, I have a stronger glue here. Stick. I saved this for my journals. But for this one, see if it's strong enough to hold that. There. There's the difference. There we go. Oop. And this is a really big cluster. I do not know how I'm going to do this one. I think in this case, we might need to pull out a couple of things. Close to the same color. I have beautiful script ones, and they're done all different types of paper. Bingo will be too small. That's too big. That's doesn't work with it. There's a smaller one of those. Those are the two I'm debating, because everything else here is a little too small. Just gonna make that number, or that number I'm going to play with. So this is where you can get 2 or 3 stamped images on it if you want. I need to get some good flower stamps. I have, I'm ordering a really nice bird one that would be perfect for some of these right now. Did I stamp any birds? Did I stamp any pre-birds? No, I don't think so. That is too bad. If I had a nice stamped bird, would have been kind of perfect if I had a nice stamped bird. Oh, that's such a shame. Because I'm just doing all butterflies, and my butterflies are my go-to. I'm still trying to work with birds a lot. Just not something I'm good at. Okay, guys, that one I'll have to show you later because I can't seem to find anything. That's this one too. That's maybe I need to go with the bigger one here. Okay. I'm telling you, a lot of times the lace, because a long time I never did. When I first started out, I never used lace on these things. I just didn't have that much selection. I'm almost out of pink lace. That's one of my problems right now. I'm hoarding some of my pink lace because I'm just almost out of it. You'll hardly ever see me do this, but for the sake of time, I'm just putting a second staple in it. That's why a lot of times I do them all, finish them completely, because when I go back, oh, that's really stuck to my finger. I'm probably going to pull out one of my pink, something there, because that's